I welcome you all to today's class by Advanced English Language Academy. This is Yasin, your English language instructor. Today we're going to be talking about a very important topic, that is the three types of questions. So obviously when you understand question, you will be able to answer that. When you understand the nature of question, you understand the purpose of question, so you will go accordingly. And most of the students, when they come back from PTE, Oxford, IELTS, or Duolingo, Language Cert, or any other English proficiency test, and they come back and they want to share their experience with me, so they have problem understanding the question. Most of the times they just go with the short answers, and they have to extend the answer a little bit, and they have to provide a little detail, but they just go with short answers. So today I'll guide you how to handle different sort of questions. So today we're going to talk about the three types of questions. Number one, yes, no question. When a question is asked with auxiliary or modal auxiliary verbs, for example, is, was, are, am, sometimes they are linking verbs also, but when they're used to ask questions, so mostly they are helping verbs. So when the question is asked with is, was, are, am, were, so you should understand that that question is a yes, no question. You can simply answer with yes or no. You can extend it a little bit, yes, I do, no, I don't, but that's your choice. If you just want to answer with yes or no, that's enough for you. For example, if the question is asked with a linking verb or a helping verb or a modal verb, are you ready? So you can simply say yes. Yeah, you can extend it a little bit. You can say yes, I am, no, I'm not. But if you just say yes, that's enough. The person who asked the question now understands whether you are ready or not. Just when you say yes, or you can say no. As I said, you can extend it a little bit, but if you simply answer with yes or no, you can convey your message. Look at the second question. Do you like coffee? So a person who is asked this question, he can say yes, I do, or no, I don't. Or he can simply say yes or no. So questions that are asked with linking verbs, modal verbs, or simple auxiliary verbs, so you can call it a yes, no question. The second one is WH question. So the question that starts with the W or H. You have to understand that these questions need detailed answers. You will need to provide information. You can't simply answer with yes or no. For example, I'm asking you now, where do you live? So obviously you can't answer yes or no. You'll have to provide information. I live in Peshawar, I live in Islamabad, I live in Mardan, I live in Bathala. So you will have to provide information. Why are you late? So now you can't answer with yes or no. Why are you late? So you will have to say I am late because. You will have to provide details. You will have to provide information. So when a question is asked with WH, so the person who is asking the question, he is actually asking you some information. So you'll have to provide information. He's asking you for some information. For example, where do you live? So you'll have to provide a detailed answer. Not very lengthy. You will have to provide one point, but you will have to provide information. Here also information. For example, what do you do? I am an English language teacher. What do you do in your free time? I play cricket in my free time. I do that, I do that. You'll have to provide information. And this one is very important, rhetorical question. It's very interesting also, but it's very important also. Rhetorical questions are not asked to gain information. Mostly we say when someone asks a question, so he wants a reply, he wants a response. But when a rhetorical question is asked, so the person who is asking you this question, he is already sure about something. He wants to make a point. He wants to stress or emphasize something. He's not asking that question just to get information. He's not confirming, because from when someone asks a question with yes or no, he wants to confirm. Is he coming yes or no? Are they coming yes or no? So he's actually confirming something. He just wants to confirm something. And when a question is asked with WH, so information is asked and the person doesn't know anything. He doesn't want to verify. He wants to know something. And when a rhetorical question is asked, so the person already knows that thing. It's a universal truth, or it's a very obvious statement, and there is no need of any sort of answer. The person just wants to make a point. He wants to tell you something in a question form. For example, we say, who doesn't want to be happy? So for example, one of my friends asked me, do you want to be happy or do you want to be happy? So I just simply say, who doesn't want to be happy? That means everyone wants to be happy. Why are you asking this question? Who on earth doesn't want to be happy? For example, if my student asks me, do you want to be a rich person? So I'll say, who doesn't want to be a rich person? So actually this question, I asked who doesn't want to be a rich person, who doesn't want to be happy. All these questions already carry a meaning. Okay, because when I say who doesn't want to be happy, I'm not asking this question that my student will say, I don't want to be happy, she doesn't want to be happy, they don't want to be happy, because obviously everyone wants to be happy. Just I wanted to make a point and I made the point. Who doesn't want to be happy? So that means that everyone wants to be happy, and I just wanted to make a point and I made the point in the question form. Understand? If you look at this one, isn't honesty the best policy? So everyone knows that honesty is the best policy. I may not agree with the quotation. I sometimes think that all quotations have problems, but let's suppose, isn't honesty the best policy? So everyone knows that honesty is the best policy. So the person won't answer yes it is or no it isn't. Just I wanted to emphasize something, I wanted to stress, and I met, and it was in the form of question. How can you forget my birthday? For example, you have a friend, okay? For example, you have best friend and he didn't attend your birthday party. Let's suppose someone is your cousin, you have best friend, you have teacher, you have brother, and they don't attend your birthday party because they might have forgotten. And when you meet them, they make excuse that actually they forgot. So you will have to say, how can you forget my birthday? That means how. It's a question, but it's emphasizing a person's negligence, a person's being very careless, a person being a little bit, we can say, you are cross with that person. You do not accept his excuse. You think that he's making a very big excuse. Why? Because, for example, he's my best friend, so he'll remember my birthday. Maybe he'll tell me before I come to know. I can forget, but my best friend can't forget, can he? Therefore, when you say, how can you forget my birthday? So you are actually making a point, and when you make the point, the question carries a meaning within. Even if it's not answered, it has a point. You wanted to tell the person something, you told the person in form of question, right? So just a short summary. Yes, no questions are asked for verification. You can just answer yes, no questions with yes or no. As I said, you can extend, but if you just answer with simple yes or no, you are right. Second, WH questions. So when WH questions are asked, you will have to provide one point, one reason, or one thing you will have to provide, but you will need information. Rhetorical questions are, we can't call them questions, they are questions, but they carry a meaning within. When you ask someone a rhetorical question, so obviously, just from your question, you can tell the person what you want to say, and even if your question is not answered, it carries a meaning within. Just I gave you the example, who doesn't want to be happy? So that means that everyone wants to be happy. If you liked our video, please don't forget to subscribe to Advanced English Language Academy. Ta-ta for now.